Our heroes. The power's out in the neighborhood. This is why my power's out. It's crazy. So I thought I would come out here on the porch and do some work and talk to you guys about this vintage Harmony I got. Of course, as soon as I do that, the bucket trucks and stuff show up, so it's pretty loud. But let's see if you can hear me anyway. So this is a 19, I thought it was a 65 when I ordered it because that's what it said. It's actually a 1975. And I know that because on the inside of the guitar there's a serial number that I could trace. But look how awesome this is. How to care for your Harmony. It's got the actual book. Look at this. How to put on the strings. I just think that's so cool. It's also got the original registration card, which I didn't know Harmony was at one point owned by Ampeg. So I learned a lot about Harmony, which I thought was interesting. Sorry, there's a lot of commotion out here right now. Harmony was actually started in the mid 1800s, or later mid 1800s, but they're actually older than Gibson or Fender. When you think of the large guitar manufacturing companies, you think of Gibson, you think of Fender, but Harmony outdates both of them. And on top of that, Harmony has outsold Gibson and Fender. From 1945 to 1975, Harmony was the #1 guitar manufacturer in the market in the US. That's 30 years. They sold 10 million guitars in that time. So that breaks down to about 333,000 or so a year. So just about 1,000 a day, certainly more than 1,000 a day, a business day. I thought that was super cool. This thing still sounds good. It has no truss rod. It is an H6128. I remember the 128 because that's my birthday. But check this guy out. It's in pretty good shape. It's got a little bit of stuffs on it that we can probably get off. I like the little tailpiece. This, I think this is a type of Bakelite, and the bridge is made of the same thing. I look real close, and it's adjustable, but it's in really good shape to be a almost 45-year-old guitar. So I'm not going to do a thing to it. Nothing. I'm not even changing the strings. I did lower the action. I lowered the saddle a little bit, which I think is like a Delron. It feels like a Delron or something like that, Teflon. The braces all seem to be in good shape. Everything looks really, really good. The back of the guitar, not in as pristine condition, but still close. But we're kind of used to that because when you're sitting down, you're playing, or you're standing up, you're playing, and it hits your belt buckle. They call that buckle rash. It's got these oversized plastic inlays. The old sort of brass alloy frets. So they got that gold color. And then the tuners are in excellent condition. The Harmony logo is still in excellent condition. You can see how the tuners look. Nothing wrong with them. There's a little bit of wear on the fretboard, as to be expected. So yeah, I really wanted to share this with you. I thought this is a really cool guitar, and I've listed it for $80. I've had a ton of interest in it. So far, no one has come to actually pick it up, but it's just been scheduling conflicts. So I think we're going to get good money out of this guy compared to what we paid. And it also has a case which is era appropriate too. So that is pretty awesome. So I think I'm going to put this guy away, and I'm going to work on that Fender Squire I told you I got. Or I haven't yet, because the math is going to come at the end of this video. Yeah, so I'm going to work on that Squire, but you're going to see the math next, I think. Alright guys, it's time to do an update on our math. So first I want to go over something with you about the Yamaha we sold. Remember the Yamaha we sold for $70 originally? Well, the guy had bought it for his kid, then his kid turned out he didn't want to play guitar, and it was a whole thing. So I told him I would take it back because I knew I had another guy lined up who would give me $80 for it because I talked to him later on, and he did. So we ended up having to give the Yamaha back the $70. We had to give that back, get the Yamaha back, and then resell it for $80 the same night. So it changed our profit from $10.94 to $20.94. So that's great. So now we have sold our Epiphone, which we sold for $70. We have sold the Daisy Rock we just worked on. We sold that for $80. So that was only $1.11 profit. But hey, it's still profit. I didn't have to take a loss on that, which makes these other profits all profit, right? So that's good. And then of course we sold the Yamaha for $80. So now we have this 1965 Harmony. You haven't seen yet, but I have posted about it on my social media, so we've actually got a lot of interest in that. And then this Robelli, which needs a new saddle. So I am very glad that we've made profit so far on all these other guitars, because this one I'm going to have to invest a little more than normal. So the Daisy Rock, you see I invested $4 instead of $3.33 because I had a few cents worth of inlay to put into that and some glue, so I added that in. But still, I'm very stoked that we got $80 for it. So let's do some math. I know you guys love the math. So here was our total for all the guitars we bought, $333.49. So far, we've sold the Yamaha, we've sold the Daisy, we've sold the Epiphone. These numbers are the entire money we've gotten back from them, which is what we put in it and what the profit was, minus the investment, because you remember our investment is things like guitar strings and stuff like that. So we have to take that out. So altogether that equals $222.23. So we're at the halfway point of selling guitars, and we're doing pretty good. So we have to take our profit and we have to put $222.23, and we're left with $111.26. So what does that mean? Well, we have 3 more guitars to sell. So let's take that $111.26, let's divide that by 3. We would need to sell our remaining 3 guitars for $37.08, which is less than I paid for any of those guitars. So that means even if we sell at a little bit of a loss, we can still make a little money. So that's excellent. So $37.08. However, I bought a little Fender Squire that I paid $35 for, that I'm going to try to sell for $60, and I will put that in place of the Abilene, so we still have 7. But we'll do all that math next time. So right now we're looking pretty good. So here's our Squire in an absolutely awful gig bag. Why? All these strings are overwound and underwound. I don't know why. Meaning they go around the outside of the caps, of the cap stands to our tuners. So yeah. The only thing this needs is new strings, and I'm going to shave the bridge a little bit. I have to shave the bridge on every single one of these. Alright, I still have no power, so I'm glad the cameras are battery operated. This Fender's in really good shape, and like I said, I only paid $35 for it. So I'm hoping to get 60 out of it. That'd be nice. And it will take the place of the Abilene that we got our money back for. So all I'm going to do is cut these strings off, man, and clean it up, shave that bridge, and then replace it. So that's it. Let's get going. No shims. Never any shims. Shaving the thing like normal. Do want to say too, if I was doing a bone nut, I'd be on my granite block in the shed. These plastic ones, you know, they got a little flex to them anyway, so they don't have to be as perfectly flat as the bone ones. This is going to take a while because we need to take about an 1/8 inch off this thing. It's really high. Alright, we're just about there on this saddle. I do want to point out a couple things. One, when you're doing this, you want to make sure the bottom is at a right angle to the saddle. So this one, probably hard to see, but it's nice and flat. Make sure to keep it straight up when I do this. You don't want to angle your hand either way, because that can mess with your that camber of your saddle, can ruin your intonation. Another thing about plastic saddles, when they're so high, like this one was a good 1/8 inch larger, when they're so high, they can flex inward when the strings pull across. So what that tends to do is mess with your intonation once again. So that's why I prefer bone, and I prefer, you know, people take your time and make sure your saddles are the right height for your instrument. They don't need to be super high above that bridge. They really don't. So yeah, this guy's almost there, and we're gonna get our strings on. Alright guys, well, still have no power, so we're doing what we can out here on the porch. Got our fender done. We may have to do a little more truss adjustment. There's still a little bit of buzz, but plays way, way, way better than it did. A little bit of buzz, not too bad, but hopefully we'll have the power on soon, man. Our local power dudes are out here working hard, so if you work for the power company and you're one of these guys who comes in and saves the day, you freaking rock, and we, you know, I appreciate you. I will say this, the Squire is not as loud as the other guitars I've worked on so far, and that Daisy Rock was louder. But it's not bad. Good little starter instrument for somebody. Yeah, I gotta adjust that truss a little bit more. But alright. Thanks for watching this video, everybody. If I get my internet back, I'm pretty sure I can sell this tonight. Because for some reason, Squires in the $60 range usually, you know, they run out my hands. They go so fast. But yeah, not too much to do to this one. Appreciate you guys sticking with Acoustic Week. Next, we're going to get that Carlo Robelli done, and I think that's our last guitar. I'm pretty sure. Might be wrong. Pretty sure, though. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.